Yeah, 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 yeah. Lord, I lift your name on high. You came from heaven to earth to show us the way from the earth to the cross. Our debts you paid from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Well, well, well. This is Evangelist Laniel right here on WEHA. We have gospel. We are Christ centered, community focused, a listener supported radio station. 88.7 FM, 100.3 FM in Atlantic City. Listen, that was Walt Whitman. Lord, I lift your name on high. I'm going to play that again because I feel that thing. I'm lifting you above everything that is going on. I want to send a shout out this afternoon to Patricia Calgon, to my favorite lady, one of my favorite ladies at the Evangelical Fellowship Church, Sister Yvonne Royal, Mona Templeman, Takia Robbins, Charlene Blake, hallelujah, Bettina Cookie, Dugan, Janice Simmons, Barbara Randolph, who else is on here? Trinity Brake, and Dr. Latanya Hicks, Tracy Roberts, and all of you that are in our radio land, hallelujah, and you're on Instagram, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you are on our Facebook, WEHA Facebook page. I want to thank God for you, and my very own sister, Sister Carrie Taylor. I'll fight you over that one I will. And my daughter Toya Taylor, Tina Edmonds, all of you that are coming in, thank you for sharing. And so I am Evangelist Laniel. And I'm getting ready to play Walt Whitman, Lord, I lift your name on high. Once again, listen in, and then we will start in with our noonday prayer. Listen in. For everyone that knows that the joy of the Lord is our strength. I hope you hear that. Inhabits the praises of his people. I hope you hear that. I hope you hear that. Great pleasure in worshiping and blessing the Lord our God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To receive blessings, glory, and honor. Lord, I lift your name. Lord, I lift your name on high. Come on, come on. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I know I got some people out there that's grateful today that he's in your life. Lift it up. Here we go. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you gave to now we're going to tell the story of Jesus Christ. Here we go. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, I care to pay. From the cross right, all right, all right. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I am so glad that you are in my life. I'm so glad that you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show us the way. From the cross to the grave, my debts you pay. Hallelujah. I am so excited to know that He knows all that we are going through. He knows what we are feeling. He is an advocate for us, and He is fighting for us wherever you are. God bless every last one of you. You know, we get a bottle of water before we start. Go ahead with your bottles of water. If you have your bottles of water, let's pray over it. Father, we give you our water. We ask that you take all impurities out of this water. In the name of Jesus, use it as a healing agent. And whoever is sick, whoever is going through anything, whoever needs healing in their body, we decree and we declare that we give you this water to be used as a miraculous works, God. Hallelujah. As we drink, you dissolve, you deplete, you destroy anything that is not like you in our systems. We give you permission to heal our land and heal us in Jesus' name. Now take a drink of your water. All right. All right, all right, all right. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I will be sipping on that water every day. Hallelujah. Well, for the rest of this hour, because I do drink a lot. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know I'm a little raspy and stuff like that, like I've been preaching all year long. No, I haven't. We've just been having our prayer segments at midnight on WEHA page as well as my page, Evangelist Laniel. And there have been some powerful movements that have been taking place. And I thank God for visiting us in prayer. So every midnight we are on, as well as here 12 noon from Monday to Friday. This is an awesome day to give God praise. I know some of you may not understand what's going on in your world or in our world right now, but we serve an awesome God. He can take and He can move this thing quickly. Hallelujah. He said, if my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and then and only then, hello, we will hear from heaven. And there's some other parts in that scripture, but I like when we seek Him, hallelujah, that He hears us. And He's going to make an impact because we're going to hear from Him. And so if you've been quiet lately, you're in the wrong position. If you haven't been saying anything to the atmosphere or to your Father, you are in the wrong position. Somebody ought to say, get in the right posture so that you can hear from your Almighty God. Get in the right posture so that you can hear from God and that He can heal the land. He's given us some direction right now. Hallelujah. But He's waiting. He's waiting for you to speak so that activation will happen. I've learned this thing called the law of attraction. What you speak out of your mouth comes back to you. And I always say it. So if you speak negativity, what's going to come back to you? Negative, right? But if you speak positivity, what's going to come back to you? Positivity, right? So what God is wanting for you to do, He's wanting for you to speak. Open up your mouths, start decreeing and start declaring that things will shift. Things are going to shift. Things are already shifting. Hallelujah. I saw, hallelujah, and I said this at midnight, that we saw where they said they're expecting over 100,000 people to pass away. And I reversed that thing. I said, I'm expecting over 100,000 people to live and not die, to declare the works of the Lord. Come on, what are you speaking out of your mouth? Are you speaking that things are getting worse, or are you going to speak that things are getting better? I also said this on last night, if you wasn't there, hallelujah, that we're all in this boat together. No matter what color, what shape, what size, how much money you got in the bank, how much you don't have in the bank. And guess what? I thought about this after I got off the live last night. I thought about this that um, um, even those that we look in, reality stars and famous singers and those that we admired, we looked up to, guess where they are? They in the same position where we are. And so what does that make it? What is that saying? That we all must pray and seek his face. We all have to do something in order to speak so that activation can happen on this earthly realm. Am I right? Am I right? And so you got to know how big your God is. He's greater than anything that you're facing right now. And matter of fact, he's greater than what that last phone call was, that last place, hallelujah, what you thought was going to be very, very dreary. He's bigger than that. He's bigger than anything, hallelujah, that you are facing. And that's right. He has the final say. He has the final word. He gave us breath in our bodies, to live, to move, and to have our beings. So why? So why worry? So why threat? So why fear? Fear not, saith the Lord. Hallelujah. For he is with us. He is more than the world against us. He's always comforting us through the word. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. And every tongue that rises up against us, God shall condemn. So I've been praying that God condemn those that have been speaking the negativity of what's going on in the land. Hallelujah. So that he can release a freshness. Amen. Hallelujah. He is so worthy to be praised. Hallelujah. God is glorified. He shall be lifted up amongst all the earth. And when we all get on one accord, somebody say, get on one accord. Somebody say, get on one accord. When we get on one accord, when we recognize that we are in a repentive state, that every day we should be repenting, every hour we should be repent. Every day it's not nothing new. We should have been repenting every day. Father, forgive me for what I've done. And some of us do things out of ritual and out of habits, and then we don't even recognize, hallelujah, that we are doing an offense. So what you got to do is say, my pastor, Pastor Diana, she said to us, you got to ask God to show you who you are. Is he pleased with what he sees with you? Is he pleased with how you just handled your sister or your brother? Is he pleased with what you just said to them? God, show me so that I will not be an offense to the kingdom, but I will be a help, and that you can use me for your glory. Can I get a witness out there for somebody to say, hallelujah, that the blessings of the Lord make us rich and addeth no sorrow? Can I get somebody out there to say that I will be blessed going in, blessed going out? Can I get somebody somewhere to start speaking life in your car while you're driving, while you're at work, or if you like some of us, hallelujah, quarantine in, hallelujah, can you just start speaking in your atmosphere? God has put you in a house for a reason. He wants you to clean out, hallelujah, and clean up some things in your atmosphere, hallelujah, that was very drear, that you left lingering, and God wants you to revisit. Hallelujah. Can I say that again? Somebody said, take a drink of water. I will. I will. And so we serve an awesome God. Oh, I went down deep. Did you hear that? We serve an awesome God. He makes ways out of no ways. I'm here to tell you that he will take your hand. He is an amazing God. Father, we thank you. And we praise you and we glorify you. We thank you for this day that you have bestowed upon us. In this day, Father, houses miracles, signs, and wonders. And we are praying that you would permission for those things to take activation on our earthly realm. I'm praying now, God, that wherever we have not been yielded to your altar and we have not had a repentant heart, I'm praying now in the name of Jesus that you forgive us in thought, word, or deed, that we have sinned against you. We have made a mess. We have messed up in some type of way. And Father, some of us did not even recognize what we had done, what we have said, how we offended one another, how we have taken down the standard that you have placed before us. So God, today, I pray in the name of Jesus that you would revisit us as we repent with a repentant heart. Our hearts are open for a change. Father, we need you to move like never before, God. God, you have us here for a reason. And I pray that the reason that you have us here, that we will not lose the assignment or fail the assignment on this earthly realm. But God, you have given us permission to move, to breathe, and to have our being. And so, Father, anybody that is going through anything right now, that you would heal their land, that you would move on their in their behalf, God. God, I pray today for that person that's laying in the hospital, that is fighting for their life, God. Hallelujah. We pray as warriors, God. We bombard heaven for that person that is in the sick room, that is in the hospital room, that is in the waiting room. Hallelujah. That is somewhere that has been set aside for sterilization for those, hallelujah, that have tested positive, God. I pray in the name of Jesus that your healing balm of Gilead would be their portion, and that the angels would send healing salve across this nation, across our countries, every country, God. In the name of Jesus, I pray for peace of mind in the time of trouble. You shall hide us in the secret place. And God, we thank you for the pavilion that you are putting us in, God. You're giving us safety. You're giving us refuge. And I thank you, Lord Jesus. Father, I thank you for those that are leaning not to their own understanding, but in all thy ways we are acknowledging you, that you should direct our path, God. For you have spoken once, twice have we heard it, that power belongeth unto you, God. We'll be blessed going in, we'll be blessed going out, God. You are the creator, Father, and we thank you, God. Lord, train our lips to speak of goodness, train our lips to speak of positivity, train us, God, as individuals, how to uplift one another and not tear each other down. In the name of Jesus, Father, I pray that while you have us here, that you would create in us a clean spirit and renewing us a heart that is projecting and productive and producing good things towards the kingdom. In the name of Jesus, Father, I pray that if there's anything that's in us that you are not pleased with, God, show us ourselves quickly so that we can clean up ourselves in the name of Jesus. God, I thank you that in this time of testing, hallelujah, you are getting the best out of many of us. Many of us that have been laying dormant. Many of us that sat by the side and said we weren't going to do anything and let everybody else do it. This is it, God. This is that what you have called us to do. Hallelujah, to breathe life into this earth. And we will be happy and we will live. And we're patiently praising you. And we're seeing miracles rising up, God. We thank you for doctors and nurses that are on the front line. Hallelujah, that are working tirelessly to see an impact, to see something happen in the name of Jesus. God, I thank you that you're removing doubt, that you're removing fear. Hallelujah, that our souls are anchored in you, God. Hallelujah, our souls are rebuilt through prayer. Hallelujah, and that you're giving us the words of wisdom through prayer, not to manipulate, not to bring character of our own, but that you would arise and that you would shine, Father. So, Father, today, rebuild homes. Hallelujah, pull us through every situation, pull us through every circumstance, pull us through, hallelujah, whatever we're facing in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, our faith looks up to thee. No other help we know. Oh, hail the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Thank you, Lord Jesus, because you love us. Hallelujah, you will not allow us to go through any situation without you taking us through it. In the name of Jesus, this is the day that you have made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We give you permission. Hallelujah, we give you access. Open up the doors of our heart, God. Hallelujah, it's just another day that you have kept us, and we are glad abroad. Trouble is not going to last always. You deserve the glory, God. You deserve the honor, God. We praise you. Hallelujah, you are just for us. Hallelujah, you are waking up and rising up with us, God. You are laying down with us, God. Even in the midnight hour when many of us cannot sleep, God. Hallelujah, you are God. Hallelujah, and you are with us. So, Father, at the time when we are home and we are by ourselves, God, Father, we pray, hallelujah, in the name of Jesus, that you would give us that scripture, that you would give us that word, hallelujah, that you would give us that worship, hallelujah, that will produce life within the atmosphere, that you would go and send your angelic host to go from place to place, from home to home, this encouragement. God, you are so amazing. Father, we're asking that you take the hands of those that are struggling right now. Take the hands of those, hallelujah, that are faltering with their belief and they're struggling with their belief. We've asked, Father, that you would take their hand, hallelujah, and that you would lead them, hallelujah, in the path that you would have them to go in the name of Jesus. Father, I pray, Father, that you would move, hallelujah, that you would breathe and that you would be increased, overflowed, and more than enough. God, get in our social media, get in our news, God, get into everything that produces negative or positive reports, God, that it will not tickle the emotions of those and set fear into our atmospheres. I pray in the name of Jesus, God, that you, God, would get in the path, get in our way in the name of Jesus. Father, hallelujah, tip us over into your glory, tip us over into the fresh blood, tip us over into the ways, hallelujah, that trouble don't last always. In the name of Jesus, I love you, I praise you, I thank you, hallelujah, for you're moving somebody off the respirator right now and you're bringing life and you're bringing life back in them. I praise you right now for you're pushing, hallelujah, hallelujah, pneumonia out of systems in the name of Jesus, and lungs are expanding, hallelujah. I thank you, hallelujah, that cancer is drying up through prayer, God. I thank you, Lord Jesus, hallelujah, that whatever diabetes has been running rapid, that you are healing it, that you are delivering it, and that you are setting it free in the name of Jesus. Regiment our bodies for a glory like no other in the name of Jesus. Father, I pray for those that are obese, hallelujah, that God, hallelujah, you would be our strength like no other. God, get into limbs, get into eyesight, get into every gate, Father, in the name of Jesus, and let your kingdom come. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, hallelujah. Thank you for surrounding us, hallelujah, under the umbrella of God, under your umbrella of your presence, under your umbrella of healing. In the name of Jesus, Father, I pray, Father, that you would push into us. Goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Father, I pray that anybody that is sick, anybody's family that is dealing with grief right now, that you would be their healing salve, God. Although we do not understand, but God, we know that you are able. Hallelujah. Oh, you're able in the name of Jesus. We bless you and we praise you. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for you are the King of Kings and you are the Lord of Lords. You will pull us through. I feel that. God, I ask that you would heal the bodies that are dealing with lupus in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I pray now, hallelujah, hallelujah, when we couldn't seem to fall asleep because we had so much on our mind. We were searching for that peace we could not find. But then we kneeled down and prayed, saying, Lord, help us, please. Hallelujah. And you told us we don't have to worry because you would supply all our needs. As soon as we stop worrying how things were going to happen, when we let go and we let you have your way, that's when we give you permission to step in. So, Father, step in the name of Jesus. Set peace across this land in the name of Jesus. Clear us. God, thank you for sanctifying our atmosphere, sterilizing our homes. We thank you for the first responders. We thank you for truck drivers driving up and down the roads, getting products to the stores. And we pray that the products that they bring do not have any infections, any things of things that are laying on products and stuff like that. Clear it out in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I pray, hallelujah, for our cashiers. I pray for our teachers that are teaching virtual, our children. I pray for the children that they will not fall behind in school, but Father, that they, Father, hallelujah, will hear, hallelujah, and they will excel in the name of Jesus. I pray that students will go back to school in the right time, that they will be able to embrace the building called school, and that they will not take this time for granted, but when they get back, education shall rise. I thank you for scholars. I thank you, God, even for those that are home, or athletes, or worried about if they're going to be able to play again, or worried about if they're ever going to be able to use the ability of their limbs again. And I thank you, God, for they shall go back, hallelujah, and excel. The world will see greatness arise after you have swept this land. But God, you are also teaching us to stay clean. And so, Father, thank you for the time that you have told us, hallelujah, to stay clean, to stay to ourselves, to stay in the name of Jesus. Father, I pray that you would move everything that is not like you, and that you would have your way in the name of Jesus. God, take this prayer and every other prayers that have been sacrificed, that have been given unto you, and remember us. Let it be an incense into your nostrils, that you would be glorified, that you would be lifted up. Hallelujah. Anybody that is needed prayer now, Father, I pray that you will answer their prayer. God, go to the elderly, heal their bodies in the name of Jesus. Go to those that are dealing with mental situations and settle their spirits. Bring peace to their spirits, God. Matter of fact, God, bring them back to where their minds, hallelujah, will come back into knowing, hallelujah, and it will not have broken down under pressure. I thank you for the babies that are being birthed in this season, God, that they're making history even now. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen and amen. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I ask that you turn every morning place into dancing. Would you hold on for a minute? I want you to listen in to Kurt Franklin, Just for Me. Keep on making a way, just for me. Keep on making a way, just for me. Keep on making a way, just for me. Just for me. Many doors you've closed, just for me. Sometimes you will say no, so I'll be tested in your fire to purify my desires. So my blessings won't be just for me. So caught up in myself, I couldn't see the world did not revolve around me. So Just for me. Just for me. Just for me. I hope you heard that. It is working for me. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. It, all things work together for the good of them that love God. Hallelujah. Amen. Why don't you touch yourself? It's working just for me. I proclaim it, I decree it, and I declare it. It's working for me. It's rightfully mine. This healing, this breakthrough is rightfully mine in the name of Jesus. Well, you've been listening to Evangelist Laniel right here on WEHA. We have gospel. We are Christ centered, community focused. We are a listener supported radio station. Huh? I want to tell you that if you need, hallelujah, to deposit a seed into these prayer summits for 12 o'clock noonday, you can come to 3 Canali Drive, got tongue tied, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, or you can mail it in 3 Canali Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or you can go to www.wehavegospel.com. Send your seed in. Don't take from the atmosphere and not make a deposit. Come on, if you like these segments that's going on, this is a 24-hour radio station. You're able to hear gospel all the time, and you're able to get the word. So do not make your seed or make your deposit. We are a nonprofit radio station, and every seed, every gift counts in order to keep us going. Until we meet again, meet me tonight at midnight on Evangelist Laniel's page. You can go on there, Facebook Live. Until we meet again, may his peace be with you and also with you. God be with you. See you tomorrow. Mary, incredible. Hey, hey, hey.